All right, everybody, welcome to an episode of Mornings with Movers. I'm Dwyght Mack with Max Moving Training / Moving Force. We got Ryan Marsh in the building with Supermove driving today, and we got Daria Pareto in the building with AI Lead Hubs. How's everybody doing?
Great morning here in Orlando. How about you guys?
Oh, she's in Orlando. Oh, I'm jealous.
Down where the sun shines all the time. We're just chatting, and I'm like, man, I love Orlando, but no, at top of the morning, 9 o'clock, heading out to New Jersey for a little outing. So yeah, we're just always in motion. I feel like at this point.
Yeah, no, it's I'm jealous. This week here on the radar, it says all rain every day, every day. I'm just like,
Well, it's gonna be raining in Orlando like the whole summer, so don't worry about that.
well, yeah, I don't really
It'll
get
be
it.
a
So
lot.
y'all go into hurricane season right away, which is crazy
Right,
to
right.
me. But yeah, so introduce yourself, Daria. Let us know what you offer, what type of program, everything.
Sure. So my name is Daria, and I'm a co-founder of AI Lead Hub. And together with my partner, we built a solution for one biggest problem in the moving industry, which is missed calls. So my partner has been helping moving companies to grow for over 8 years. And he's been building websites, running ads, and closing sales, and scaling operations. So I've been deep in the tech side and also some operations. So we keep seeing the same problem for our clients who are movers. Most of them are movers that they leave money on the table because they can't pick up the phone while they're on a move. And we come up with this idea with a solution which allows to save them money and generate more revenue. So we created AI call agent for inbound calls. So every time when they can pick up the phone, the AI agent will pick up the phone and just initiate that first conversation with a prospect. So they're not gonna keep calling other companies. So this is what we do.
Okay, no, that was definitely interesting. I've had the pleasure of sitting through a call with Daria and seeing how this AI stuff works, and it is interesting, like that actual call. You're like, what do I say? Okay. But it's efficient and it remembers your conversation. It's like talking to ChatGPT, I tell you. Um, and ironically, I don't none of y'all steal my secret or anything, but I actually used ChatGPT for like a therapy session the other day. And I tell you, it answered the question the way that I would have thought that it should have answered the question. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Now only if and it probably could work if ChatGPT can talk say it in voice versus you having to read all that text. But
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a different large language models, and I mean, in my work, I use like a different LLMs for different tasks.
mhm.
So I love ChatGPT for some researching purposes, but if I need to create some very good like text, I will use like Cloud for that purpose.
Need a last-minute fill-in or facing an unexpected injury among your moving staff? No worries, Moving Force has you covered. Our app instantly connects you with trusted, professional movers who are ready to step in and handle urgent jobs whenever you need them. With our reliable network of vetted experts, you'll never be left short-handed. What are you waiting for? Download the app now and sign up for free now. Your stress-free move is just a tap away.
Okay, okay. So, I know Ryan, I know y'all got stuff going on as well. Like, what do you think about this whole AI stuff? Just, answering calls, stuff like that.
No, I mean I think it's huge for one, and I think the statistic. I'm sorry, I have a hard time speaking today, but the statistic was that moving companies miss on average about 30% of their calls whether it's during the day, after hours, and what have you. And another piece of that was, I think it was like 72 or 74% of people try to book on that first call. So if you're missing 30% of your calls, the consumer is booking on the spot 72% of the calls. Look how much revenue that you're potentially missing. I know back when I was in the field, every Monday coming in the office, we have 13 to 20 missed calls over the weekend. Now, did those calls oftentimes get called back? Sure. A lot of the times that particular customer said, hey, I'm already good, I'm already booked. Or you're chasing them down, and now you're playing that tag you're it game, and it was hard to get them back on the hook, so to say. So no, the AI is here to stay, and if you can leverage that. I'm not sure if you guys hear my GPS. Sorry about that, but
No.
she just started talking to me. But perfect. But if you can leverage that to have your Google business page show that you're open 24/7, and the consumer has access to you and can get answers, can get quotes, can schedule meetings, I think it's an absolute no-brainer from my perspective.
Yeah, the world is definitely changing. And you said it best, and Daria, I mentioned it to you as well. When I first was out there, I was the head of everything. So it was like whenever a sales call come in, oh, it rung on my cell phone. Okay, well, I'm in the truck right now. Let me take this call real quick. But
That's crazy, right?
it's like, geez, it's just like how movers train their staff in the field versus like getting the job done. Like how are you?
Just think about level of the stress you had at that moment, right?
hmm And it was all about booking a job because like, hey, you know what? If I don't take this call, we don't have a job tomorrow. you know? But then at the same token, is this customer going to give us a 5-star review that we're currently servicing because I'm distracted with phone calls?
I know, I know. Well, I understand this also from a user point perspective because me, as a customer, I know how it works for me. When I need to order any like home services, like plumbing, or like recently I needed to change some like light bulbs in a house. So I call the first company like I see with a good reviews in a Google. If they don't pick up, I don't have time. I have my work to do. I have my life to run. So I just keep calling. Whoever will pick up phone first, they will get my business. So this is why I think it's so important to help like moving companies, and especially like a small companies, we're not talking about like a huge enterprises. We're talking about like 3-4 trucks or even like a 1-truck moving company. So to help them bring more to their business, to help them raise their kids, So for me, it's not just a business. It's something like I do. I wake up every single day thinking about, okay, today I'm going to make this world a better place by doing what I do. Because I'm going to help that guy I see now driving a truck to raise his kids, to take his family on vacation, just because I'm going to install that a little AI thing that's going to bring more leads to him. So this is how I feel.
No, that's definitely genius. And it's just like, geez, where was all this stuff years ago?
Right. I know.
And it just took us by, and we knew that AI would take us by widespread, we just didn't know how it would affect us. Um, back when we were like 2014, where this stuff didn't even exist. And, we had, these trainers, like, prime example, Louis Mazzaro, who was, standing up, training everybody in the industry. And everybody was like, oh, this is the latest and the greatest thing, and then now you get things like ChatGPT that can, almost like wipe the whole industry in a sense, because you can get what you need to know in a matter of seconds. It's still, you got to know what you're looking for, because the rabbit hole can keep going deeper and deeper. But it's like, can you not get the answer you need in 5 minutes versus searching a whole page of Google?
Last minute crisis? We've got you covered. When your moving staff is short, Moving Force steps in. Instantly connect with a network of trusted movers ready to handle the job. Fast sign-ups, trusted network, reliable solutions. Don't let last-minute issues slow you down. Help is just a tap away. Download the app and sign up for free today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And some people saying, oh, they like LLMs, I mean like ChatGPT and other like tools like Cloud, they hallucinate. But what about other people? Like you can ask. They also can give you like not the best answer. So in my experience, it's very important to give a right prompt to ChatGPT. So when I train our agents, it is a lot of like specifics we teach them, so they will answer like a proper way for the customers.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I've incorporated something very similar with my chatbot on my website at one point, which I got to do it with my new chatbot. But basically, it was like, hey, if anybody come here and they have like direct moving questions or sales specific questions, they could kind of like just ask the chatbot, and the chatbot would spit out the answer. But oh, you got to keep up with that back end stuff, making sure that all the answers are constantly being
Right.
updated or questions are being updated. I'm like, you know what? I need a whole team for this.
That's true. That's true. So, one of the service we offer for our clients, it's also like a chat bot that we install on a website. It can be like a text messages or Instagram, and we also train this chat bot. I mean, it all depends of like a specific company and their needs, but it is absolutely possible, and that will impact all industries, all industries. If we talk about like a customer service, man, I'm a client of Bank of America. I can't handle like conversations with their like robots. They still have robots. I just want to have someone on a call, just help me to figure out my problem, and that's it, and we're done.
Hmm. So
So,
So I do think that the biggest issue right now in the world, I think, but I'm going to just start with, narrow it down to telecommunications, is whenever you need support, obviously now you're realizing that a lot of these support people are overseas, and that's his own challenge. And I feel like with having something like this, maybe and maybe not, maybe it will slow it down, maybe it won't slow it down, but like actually having someone that actually having an AI that can comprehend you and not just like, hey, I don't understand your prompt. Press one for this, press two for this.
mm,
It's kind of like, is there a way where things could be simplified? And, I think, yeah, is there ways where things could be simplified and just more enhanced? And I think that's going to come with time.
I mean, we really depends, like we build a solution, but we have a tool set. So we really depend on ChatGPT or like large language models that we use, because this is the brain, this is the engine, but they get improved so fast. They get improved so fast. So wherever I build it for my client like 3 months ago, he will get updated that model with every single update we receive. So you install your AI agent once, and you might think that it sounds a little bit like robotic, but time pass and it's already talking like a human to you.
Mhm.
So I really appreciate my like first clients who adopted this tool, and I was like learning with them. So how that will impact their business, how that will impact their like customer service.
Gotcha. So what led y'all to focusing such on a niche like moving?
Well, this is because of my partner. He's been building, as I told you, websites and doing SEO for moving companies. And this is like, it was like a boutique agency. So it was a custom websites, and I share like some examples with you. But then like these people, they become like our friends. And when we like going out, like hiking, like talking about like what's going on in the business, we figure out that this is their major problem. And we was thinking like, how can we help solve this problem? So we come up with a solution, and building AI automation agency. It's also important to be focused on the specific industry, because only this way you can deliver a best result. So we decided to focus on this, and we had those like first adopters. And yeah, it was pretty amazing to see results they're getting, to get their feedbacks, and see how we can improve the solution. And listen, I keep studying and working on this every single day with my devs, with my team, because I want my agent to be the most effective, not efficient, but effective. And what is effective means? I want them to deliver a result for my client.
Hey everybody, my name is Dwyght Mack with Mack's Moving Training. So we're going to be doing a move and a pack today. But before we go in, there's just 10 basic rules that we just need to know before participating with this service. So number one, understand moving is a very, very stressful thing. The customer, they're uplifting their life from one location to another. They're having to call all these vendors and get all these suppliers in place so that basically they can make that transition. So their stress level is at the highest right now. We need to be a service provider that comes in and basically keep that stress level mitigated or very low. Come in as professionals and do our job the way we know how to do our job so that this customer is less stress during that move process. Number two, be on time. First impression is everything. You guys showing up outside of the window rubs the customer the wrong way. It messes up the rest of the move process. Even if you guys do the best job y'all can do, because one thing was off, this customer's mood is just off. Go up and beyond, be there before the time, as long as they're okay with it.
Gotcha.
Right.
So these devs, going back to that question, with the developers and stuff like that, I guess, and I've asked Ryan about this, but do you ever recommend having them in-house or out exterior?
What do you mean?
Meaning that, like if they work close up and personal with you versus like you hiring an outside consulting agency.
No. It's our team. Actually, we have like 2 devs working right now, because we can cover like all volume with 2 devs. And those people, they was working with the websites, doing SEO. So they have this feeling of the industry, because they've been working with this like text and ads. And it's important for me to have them on my side, because when you're going like through like all those like assistant prompts, and you need to have a feeling, not only scripts. You need to feel like how to set it up correctly, so it's gonna be like what my clients need. So yeah, it's I don't hire like people like contractors from outside. They're my team, they're my family.
I like the thought of that. What's your thoughts, Ryan?
I mean, our devs they're all in house, right? So, and again, I'm newer to the software side, so I don't really have experience with, hiring outside devs by any means, or having an outside source of a team. What I will say is it's really cool having an in-house team, because if I have a question or whatever the case may be, it's one button away, one click away, one quick huddle away, and you can speak with them directly, which is super awesome. So I'm gonna say I prefer in-house.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And I'm kind of like on that fence where it's like, if I've only ever dealt with outside people, but whew, the horror stories of dealing with those people. Um, so I was like, geez, so again, going to my friend ChatGPT, I was like, hey, Chat, so what would it require if I wanted to hire my own in-flight dev team? And
Question to you. How did you set your chat GPT? I wanna know how do you use it because it's different ways to use it, right?
Oh, that is an interesting, weird question. I think I just, obviously I'm signed in, so at the end of the day, like anytime I have prompts, I kind of just talk to it. I don't know. I don't know if it's a specific
Okay.
way of setting it up.
Well, it actually it is, and I love to share this with my friends because obviously, like every place I come, I'm the one person who everybody's asking, okay, how do I solve like this problem using like AI? So it is a little tricks to set up your chat GPT or wherever you use correctly. You just need to go to settings and give as many examples as you can. You need to teach ChatGPT about like what you do. So it can be links, can be some documents, you upload like PDF files. And also what I find very useful, I have projects. So in you just create a folders and you separate them. So that will be very helpful to organize like your stuff. And
Hmm.
after this call, I can absolutely share with you a quick instructions how to use ChatGPT in better way that will help you.
No, that sounds very helpful because I'm like, you know what? I look at that side panel and I'm like, all right, when the last time I messaged chat? All right, you know what? Maybe I should select this day here because I was kind of talking about this specific topic so that chat could kind of remember, versus it having gone through his history. Because I asked chat the other day, I said, hey chat, remember those two questions I asked you the other day about blah blah blah? And they kind of gave me the wrong answers. So I was like, God, Lee, that wasn't the questions. So,
And
you know,
also, the other thing people missing, um, when you communicate with ChatGPT, it's a gigantic thing. It's a large language model. It's very important for you to set up the role, first of all, so you're giving a role.
Number three, make sure your team is in uniform, they're groomed, their hygiene is checked, because that's the worst thing you could do, especially going in a house. Customer could smell your guy from a mile away, and now, again, their mood is just thrown off. So make sure that you guys are in uniform, you're tight, you have uniform shirts, it doesn't look like, you have a laborer that's, hired from off the street. Presentation is everything that goes towards your first impression. Number four, introduce both you and your partner when greeting a customer. Don't just go to the door by yourself, while your driver is unloading the truck and introduce yourself. Actually have both of you there. Introduce yourself first, then introduce your partner second, and then, allow them to welcome you into their home.
So act as a doctor, for example. So this is one of the use case I can share. So I have my lab results, and I just throw this to ChatGPT and please act as a doctor and analyze this. Maybe this is not the best example to share with the public, but yeah, I do this as well.
no, hey, chat is like I said, chat is that thing where it's just like one of those, and yeah, me and Chad's on first name basis, so but no, chat is one of those things where you can definitely have it do a lot of things for you. And I think depending on if you got the free version or if you got the paid version, where it can actually do a little bit more for you. Where you can, like I said, attach documents or whatever the case is, and it can scope it out. But even further than that, with the new updates on at least on my S24 Plus Samsung, um, you can actually take screenshots of something, and with the AI Gemini, it can actually scan the photo and actually, decipher the text that's in the photo if you would like it to. So
Yeah, I love Gemini. I love Gemini.
go ahead,
It's a great
Ryan.
one.
I got no, I'm an iPhone guy. I got nothing to say. But the more you keep selling me on Android, man, I won't lie to you if I can tell you I haven't been looking a little bit, do a little bit of investigating. But for now, I'm an iPhone guy.
Yeah, no, and they have the Apple Intelligence. I'm not 100% sure how that all works or whatever the case is, but I've only ever been a Samsung person. So, just with the whole Galaxy AI thing now and being able to scan photos, being able to record videos and simply just erase some audio parts of that video so that basically, you can really edit the video you want the way you want to edit and take out background noise if you don't want the background noise. It's getting so sophisticated that you could just do it with your phone without having to get on an actual computer that it's crazy how simplified this world is getting with a lot of this technology.
Yeah, that's true.
So all that heavy equipment that people used to have to carry with them, like, oh, let me carry these cameras, let me, take this back to the lab, put it in Photoshop or whatever they use at the time to edit videos and stuff like that. You're like, oh, you know what? Let me get a tripod. Let me put my phone on a tripod, and we're gonna make this happen.
So I have one question for you actually. So you as a person who've been coached a ton of companies, how do you see AI like can help in your business, like make it more like efficient?
So what I've been seeing is a lot of moving companies don't have SOPs or standard operation procedures and operating procedures. So with that being said, I think that that's going to definitely help them in that way. And I still can't believe, even till today, people don't have, SOPs in their company and they're just been
Right.
winging it. And I'm just like, how? Like, how do you get so big where you're making, $2 million or plus a year and you're just like, oh, well, we don't really have any SOPs. What is SOPs? And it's just like, what do you mean? But again, then you see those people are the owners who's has to be stuck in the day to day. They
Right.
have to have their fingers on everything because otherwise it's gonna go to craps. So, but then when you start introducing it, and you're kind of like, well, hey, now that I'm introducing it, and I had some clients ask me, hey, can you build out some SOPs for me? And I'm kind of like, sure, I have no problem building that out for you. But the thing is, are you going to use them properly versus
Right.
just having
If
them
they're
in,
ready.
just having them in your presence saying, well, I have SOPs. So if anybody asks me, I could just say, yes, I have them. But it's like, no, that's not how it works.
What's the point?
I feel like if I'm gonna create something for you, I guess sometimes I get emotionally attached to it, where it's just like, are they gonna really incorporate it? Because I want to see their success. I don't want to just hand them over, hey, here's 100 SOPs, and then they just got it sitting in their library, like, yeah, I haven't had a chance to really look at them.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with you. Um, Actually, like I was thinking, like you as a coach, how did you think about like how AI can change like your side of the business, like you like being a coach, so how AI can help you to just um, maybe save your time. And I'm not talking just about like questioning some chat GPT. Did you think about maybe some other tools that can help you?
So for me, I think streamlining my outreach to people, whether it's social media posts, whether it's, email workflows. I think that's been a big thing for chat. That's been saving me tons of time. Because we used to use companies in the back in the day where I'm not going to mention names on the podcast today, but we used to use a company back in the day where they kind of used to help us with our mailers or emails and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh yeah, send them out. It's gonna spread over like, 365 days out of the year and just keep the customer engaged. And I always thought that was a cool method. But now that it's like, well, either you could pay somebody to do that for you, which more than, most people would, or you can get a software that allows you to do the email workflow, use ChatGPT to create those emails, make sure that they sound good, make sure that they're all strategic And hey, you know what? Now you got your own interior marketing team, and you
Right.
don't have to worry about hiring and spending so much money on exterior marketing.
Yeah, I agree with you. We use the same approach for cold email outreach. How about social media?
So with social media, basically you can, um, well, you kind of have to work with the AI meta, especially if you're doing Facebook stuff. But if you are doing that, you can always schedule your post to go out on a certain day, certain time. I just found out from one of my interior marketing person that I think on the business page in Facebook, you can actually see all of your scheduled posts that's scheduled to go out. Because I was always wondering, I'm like, I scheduled this post, where can I find it? But I
Right.
think it's on the business page, and one of the sections where they actually show you all the posts that's scheduled to go out. So you have like an actual posting calendar. And that's pretty cool that Facebook is doing that. It kind of sucks that they went away from exterior stuff, third party companies like Zoom, your third party apps, post schedulers and stuff like that, because we were comfortable using that stuff. We were like, hey, we can schedule to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all
Yeah.
in one place. Now it's kind of like, hey, I got to go on Facebook, do everything on Facebook, then go to these other social channels. So it's kind of a little inconvenient, but at the same token, Facebook is becoming the new chat GPT in a sense with the AI meta kind of concept.
Have you ever thought about creating your digital clone so your digital clone can run your social medias? I mean, like being there, like shooting videos.
Hmm. I didn't think of it on that level, but I thought about it on a level of training where, whenever we create, whenever I create training modules, using my AI, appearance to be the voice and talk and movements and everything and do that. But the software that I was currently using, they were like, hey, you create your likeness and it's kind of stuck on our platform, and then you kind of got to pay us all this money, per year to keep that. And I'm like, you know what? I'll pass on that for right now. It's okay. I don't need to see myself that often.
Yeah, that's fine. Remember, we spoke with you on our first call. I told you that I created my digital twin. So, yeah, and that's so crazy because now I see that, I mean, if something happened to me, the people who love me, my family, they still can have that digital twin of me
hmm
who speaks absolutely the same voice. Absolutely the same voice.
Is the digital twin Anne, by the way?
No, no, no. She's my employee, but yeah.
Okay. No.
It's like I create video using my digital twin, and it is a lot of use cases we can come up with this digital twin. I was actually thinking about like Ryan, what do you think about having all this like digital twins and cloning like people and in big company, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, one, it's a little scary. It's scary in a good way. I love how you kind of phrase the thing there about, at some point we're all going to be gone, right? So what can we leave behind besides memories? Having that digital clone there, I think would be really, really cool. But I also look at like, from the human perspective, if both my parents are still alive, thank goodness, very thankful for that every single day. But when that time comes, how would I feel about opening up that file or clicking on my phone and seeing my dad and hearing my dad? Like, I just don't know how I'd react to that. Um, you know, I'm sure it would be difficult. I'm sure it would be tough, but you know, I just don't know. I guess you don't know what you don't know until you experience it.
Mhm.
But I do want to dive deeper in, this digital clone piece. Like I need triplets. So any best practices on how do I clone myself here? For content purposes, for whether it be webinars or hot seats, like would love to hear kind of some best practices from your side, because it sounds like you've got quite the clone um, at the moment. So I'd love to know how you did it. Where do you go? And for beginners like me, and probably for the rest of the audience listening, like, where's the best place to start?
Well, it's a lot of tools in this moment. They're open on the market, but to clone my voice, I used 11 Labs, and I see that this is one of the best platform now that can generate the exact voice clone. So I've spent like 3 hours on a sound booth, like recording my voice. And after that, I got all what I need, because sometimes like we shoot video and we need to change something. And I don't have time. I'm on a meeting. I do something else. So now we have my voice that you can just throw the script, and that script will be written by my clone. So it's so simple. And the other platform which is very helpful to create a video clone, it's HiGen. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. And I can do so many things with this. And I'm thinking about like launching also a course to coach people about AI, and I will definitely use my clone, my digital clone, for that.
Okay. So Ryan, I think we got a question on your side of things because obviously I don't be dealing with this stuff. So we have Sean who asks, have you ever used a service called BizBox? It utilizes a moving kit as a care package for home sellers.
It's BizBox is the name.
Yeah.
I have personally not done anything with BizBox. I haven't actually heard of them, so it'd be tough to answer that one. So what does it exactly do?
I think they just customize boxes, almost like the other people, but I guess they do it for based on what I'm reading on Gemini. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let's see. So it says a company specialized in branding moving boxes and gift kits for real estate professionals.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know a company did that, but no, I think it's a great idea. Anytime you can personalize the experience and leave that potential customer or realtor or referral partner with a little something that's customized, meaningful, and special, I think is critical to that partnership and relationship. So
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm gonna
that
have to check that. I'm gonna have to check them out. That
you
sounds
know,
pretty
it
neat.
definitely sounds useful, especially for like people that selling their homes, to get them a little box kit of just saying, hey, thank you or whatever the case is. I don't know if you're going to particularly charge them, but just a small little kit just to
Yeah,
put your
well,
name.
That's a great idea.
I know a lot of companies, in this day and age, that what they do is, if you get late from like a Delta flight or any flight, they give you that little kind of little bag that's got the deodorants, the mints, a toothbrush, toothpaste, a little washcloth, things like that. I know many organizations that, depending on the type of move, if they're going to be out of, interstate move where there's a, 3 to 7 day window of a delivery spread, that they'll actually give the family kind of those little care package bags while they're out at hotels and on the road, and obviously branded with the particular moving company. But something as small as that goes a long way in enhancing that customer journey, or not customer journey, but customer experience.
Yeah. And I was mentioning it to Daria as well, like the personalization, and I know that this will get, even more better with the AI, like having that what do you call it? The empathetic conversation with customers.
Yeah, yeah. And our clients, they're different. So one of the client, he wanted particularly agent to give an estimate like right away. So this is how much we charge like for 3 people and like 1 truck, like per hour. The other client, he didn't want this. He wanted just initiate that conversation and then forward the call to salesperson, so the salesperson can handle like the closing. So with this solution, we can do anything. We can adapt, we can adjust. So it's pretty flexible.
Hmm. And I can imagine, so we used to go through a whole, oh, Ryan looked like he froze with the mad face. Uh, no, so we used to go through this whole script, with our customers or so like that, where it was like section after section. Hey, let's ask these questions first. Let's go over paint a picture. Let's go over how our services work. And I can only imagine like having a good AI person, like, hey, let's go over all this stuff. And then, maybe get up to that point where it's like either they could give the quote or, hey, you know what? Since we built the rapport with this call, let me turn it over to actual person now. And then that
Right.
person could kind of give you the quote. So I guess you could kind of play it both ways.
Yeah, yeah. And at this moment, we're building solution for one of our clients who actually has a call center, and he wants the agent to do outbound calls. So they get leads on their CRM. My agent will pick up the lead and do that call right away. As soon as the person fill out the form on the website and we got that information to the CRM. Agent will initiate the call, kind of like start talking, and if that person is ready to talk now about estimate, we will forward to a sales representative. I still believe that we should and we will close the deals with the agent, but I respect my clients. So if they think it's better to transfer that call to sales rep, we're gonna do this. But I wanna show them that we also can close those deals. We can handle that conversation. But one step at a time.
Yeah,
One
now
step
that's
at a
gonna be
time.
that's gonna be cool as heck. Where it's like, oh, you got to compete with how efficient this AI is with closing sales, and you're like,
Yeah.
no.
No sick days, no bad mood.
Yeah,
No
talking
extra
Absolutely.
about
commission
speed to
either.
lead.
Yeah. So, guys, I wanted to ask. I want to ask you something. So when we're talking about like AI and AI automation, when do you think is the time for moving company to implement like automation in their like business? They should be like very small in the beginning, or should they reach some revenue level to start like automate and invest on AI automation in their businesses?
I'll start with that one. I'll say that in my opinion, I think once the noise calm down, if you're starting out a company, and when I mean noise, I mean like, hey, you know what? I'm running around with my head chopped off. I'm trying to, get these trucks out the door, trying to hire these guys, trying to get insurance and compliance and all sorts of stuff in place. It's kind of like once the noise kind of quiet down where they can manage to take on a new task of learning this stuff because no one should just go into it blindly and just, hey, I implemented this, and then they don't, they're not fully implementing it. And that's very similar to me with, we went to a new training platform and it's like there's so much features in it. And it's like, hey, I've been utilizing what I know to utilize right now, but it's like, could I be maximizing it if I can really dial in and figure out each little button in here and say, oh, can I really use this button in my business? And I think that's the same thing goes with moving companies. It's like, hey, you know what? Are you gonna get an email workflow in there? Are you gonna get something that's like a lead grabber? Are you gonna be able to understand your CRM if you get a CRM? One guy was using one of the big name CRMs. I'm not gonna say it on the show here, of course. So they was using one of the big name CRMs, and they was like, hey, I'm thinking about going with a new CRM because I want, to utilize these features and do this. And it looks so cool how they're, advertising these features. And I'm just like, but you know that this CRM offers the same features, right? It's just you haven't had a chance to even go into settings of the
Right.
CRM to see all of this stuff. And they're like, Oh, can you show me? I'm not even a CRM rep. But, but I can, I can show you, I guess, because it's not like they don't have a chat button where you can just ask somebody to give you a better demo.
Right. Yeah, like talking about CRM, this is one of the thing like we're thinking now. I'm thinking that at some point we will be at the place where we're gonna offer our own like CRM system works together with our AI agent because I know big names on the market and I work with them, so I see that some of them not perfect, and I see how we can improve them. So launching our own CRM, I will not say it's my goal right now, but we're thinking about this.
Well, I would say definitely think on it because I feel like the CRM game right now, I'm not gonna say it's saturated, but I feel like it's saturated. Ryan could probably speak on that a little bit more. I know that, he's with one, but I just feel like it's definitely saturated with a lot of people. And ultimately, I spoke with one CRM owner and he was like, if you get a market share of like 300 to maybe even 400 companies, you know, you've, you've had success. And I'm just like, three to 400, it's 5,500, 600, no, 5,500 or 6,000 movers in the United States. What do you mean 300 to
Oh,
400? That don't sound
dude,
like.
there's more like 18,000 movers, 18,000 plus.
Well, are we talking about the legit ones or are we talking about the rogue ones?
No, legit. We're talking legit.
Okay. So yeah, it's definitely again 18,000 moving companies if we're going to use that metric now. And it's just like um
The bar is set really low. Let's
you
just
know,
say
I'm like 3 to 400. That sounds low. Like, come on, I don't want to work that hard. Now, granted, it is residual income, so it's great that you got the subscription income, but like you want to make as much impact as possible, and I just don't feel like 3 to 400 is enough.
yeah, I'd say that's
Yeah.
a good healthy start.
So, but I was thinking about at one point getting into that field, and I just realized that, it's actually more saturated than what it needed to be. I rather, try to work with these moving companies in whatever facet that, it's like, so with moving force, prime example, I feel like I've found a niche where people really can use the help, especially with labor, keeping their margins down because, granted, day laborers are amazing. I've never had the opportunity of using them. I've just only seen them in bypass, but um, those margins just were way too high for me. Um, but a lot of people use them because they feel like, hey, you know what? It's worth it. I'm going to get the job done, blah, blah, blah. I went through places like temp services on the fly. So, hey, a guy called at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the phone right away. Hey, y'all got anybody y'all can send me? Oh, yeah, we got people sitting at the office. We'll send them over your way. But you get what you get. They, you're basically looking for a warm body that day just to tell a customer, hey, I sent you 3 people. Um, but ultimately, I felt like the service that I came about where it was like, hey, you know what? Somebody calls out last minute, you're getting a mover. Someone that feels comfortable about doing the job versus, you getting somebody that, oh, well, this person was in the factory the other day and they was, moving stuff around the factory or they were, a cashier for a place. No, you're gonna get a mover, a vetted person, ready to lift, ready to get the job done. And, and oh snap, if they make a mistake, they cover it, but you're not getting that from a temp service. You're probably not getting that from a day laborer. But then you're gonna
No.
hear those day laborers complain on the site that they got gypped for their money. They didn't get paid properly. Uh,
Yeah, I understand. I have a lot of stories like from my own experience with movers. Not all of them pleasant.
but yeah, Ryan. So I know you've been driving, but I guess what's been going on your end?
Now, just obviously finished up the crazy conference season. Now, just kind of some one-off events that I'll be kind of tackling before we kind of hit the road this summer. So, yeah, man, just now trying to screw my head back on after crisscrossing the U.S. for the past 120 days. Um, but yeah, that's really it. Gonna start ramping up some more podcasts, and we're doing our Hotline Ring challenge right now, which has been super fun to get those videos recorded and have some fun with movers. And but yeah, no, I'm not saying much on this episode because I'm taking it all in. Love learning every day here.
Gotcha. So what are you so what does companies like these CRMs or Supermove per se do during the busy season? Is it kind of like the reverse where
Well,
it's
that's
okay, it's the slower season?
well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it depends on the size of the company, right? I mean, we still sell the command center all summer long, right? Now, who we sell it to, it obviously depends on the size of the company and what have you. But we still sell our command center CRM all summer long. But obviously, with the Copilot and then the release of our AI voice agents, those are two product suites that can be basically enhance your business within a 15 to 25-minute implementation call. So we're finding basically we built those products to kind of with kind of that lull in the summertime. But also that's when movers pain is real. That's when they really realize, oh man, I need a service like this. And that's where we come alive. So, we're just like moving companies are trying to stop the peak and non-peak, the ups and downs, diversifying their business. We're doing the same thing in-house, right? So we're diversifying the services that we offer and the suite of products that we have. And by doing so, off-peak season for us, for movers, is crazy busy season for us, and then busy season for movers typically is a little slower for your CRM companies. But we found a way to kind of navigate between those buoys and balance some things out by offering a couple different product suites.
Nice, nice. Yeah, no, and I'm curious to see where marketing in general is going in the future for the moving industry. I know that Daria mentioned, doing websites and other marketing endeavors for moving companies. Um, but I'm almost curious because even when I was in the industry, we were heavy on lead providers. We had if there was a third party lead provider, we were likely with them. Um, but then we also diversified, went with postcards, went with emails, went with, various different networks so that we didn't put all our eggs in one basket. But since I've been out the industry, it seems like year over year, these lead providers are getting either worse or something where it's super expensive for no value. But then, you do get all these companies out here that's just saying, oh, well, I could do SEO, I could do this, I could do this. And it's just like, it has to be more. It can't just be SEO, it can't be just Google Ads. Obviously, everybody's going to start hopping on the bandwagon of postcards and, direct letters and stuff like that. And then what's next, because everybody's in the same pool, like, again. So I don't know. Do y'all think that there's going to be a some sort of change or prediction? Oh, quiet in here.
Oh, sorry,
Um,
you cut out that last piece you said.
Oh no. So I was saying, is there going to be any sort of change or prediction for the marketing for the moving industry? Like now that everybody's just going to hop on the same bandwagons with the same things like postcards, direct mail, direct letters, whatever it is. Because the third party lead providers are, I'm not going to say they're going away, but they're just not as efficient.
No, I think, and again, I don't say take the old school approach where you got the boots on the ground, but get back out deeper in your community, right? I mean, everybody, and not every moving company, but the ones that are leveraging, AI, ChatGPT, doing the mailers and things, which I think are wonderful. I think everybody should be doing some type of mailer, postcard outreach, or what have you. But everybody just kind of looks the same, sounds the same, smells the same. So I think the ones that are going to win are the ones that are going to kind of flip the script on their strategy moving forward. Be more of that hometown dominator. Rather than sit there and paw through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads, go out and make some magic with your team and your community. I think the ones that do that are the ones that are ultimately going to win, and it's going to be an easier win for them.
What you think, Daria?
Well, I agree with Ryan. Yeah, it's right. But did you guys think about like pretty soon we're all gonna use ChatGPT for research, for to search our needs. So I'm not going to Google anymore. I'm going to ChatGPT. So I think this is very important to start looking into SEO for large language models. So your company, if you used to pay ads to be promoted on a Google search, ChatGPT is new Google now. So I think the moving companies who will start looking into this direction, who will invest on promoting themselves through large language models like ChatGPT, they will win eventually.
No, that makes sense. You hit on it. I just did a I tried
No,
out.
it's
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I'm sorry. That's a great point. I actually find myself using Chat GPT uh, more than I do Google when I'm looking for, whether it be particular restaurants or
Right?
standing up an event. I'm finding much, much better luck. And also, and my whole thing, why I like searching on the Chat GPT side of things is you're not getting all the Google ads, all the ones that are paying to have their businesses up at the top. Like, I'm getting what I'm getting. I've had a little bit more success with it. So I agree with you 100% on, kind of that shift from the Google spend over to the LLM all day long.
Mm. Yeah,
The
no,
other thing,
go ahead, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. The other thing I would mention, I mean, we're still talking about reviews, right? So for moving companies, it's very important to collect and have good reviews. So this is what people like looking for if we're still talking about like Google search. So I will say just use some tools that help you collect reviews and reply on that reviews, which is most important using AI. So
Mm.
this is the other thing.
No, and to Ryan's point where he was mentioning something about boots on the ground, I think that Ryan knows I don't want to say those days is past, but we're in a different generation of people. People are, looking at their phones. Like people having, so the whole thing about having a brick and mortar location where, hey, we got a warehouse, we got storage, if customers want to come to our warehouse to, book services, our sales team is looking professional, blah, 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 blah. Those days, I'm not going to say it's 100% gone because you still have those, older people that, want to do in-face business, but the new age generation, if they can't see what they need to see on their phone, on Google, your website, then they're likely not going to be interested in your service.
Right.
No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. I guess I didn't mean to say it that way, like knocking on doors by any means, but you know, me personally, rather than go out and spend $500 to $7,500 a month on who knows leads, ads, this, that, what have you. I'm going to make sure I exhausted all my community efforts first. I'm going to make sure I've been in and outside of that chamber. I've been to all the chamber events. I'm going to be at every real estate event that's possible, along with joining the boards and things like that. Everybody in that town is going to know that Ryan is associated with moving, storage, commercial, internet, you name it. But yeah, no, you're spot on, Dwight. The new consumer is picking up the phone and what have you, but there's still a whole ton of business in your backyard that folks aren't even capturing today.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I know one of the things that we used to do, especially when I started a location in Florida, but this was like a few years back. It was like, hey, you know what? The phones ain't ringing. We're exhausting third party lead providers. They're not working. You know what? We need to get some tear off flyers. Let's go put a post them in communities and wherever. And it's just like, but then you're like, is that really working? What is your return on that? Or are you just staying busy to stay busy? You know?
Yeah. You
So,
know, talking about new generation of customers who using their phones, how many, like, do you think people still like to read or they like to watch since we like a TikTok generation kind of like?
mm,
So and here I want to say that one more tool that I suggest to use my clients in moving industry. I know that it's not easy to get your client to leave your review, but we can automate this process. But after they left your review on Google, Yelp, like you name it, wherever, what we can do, we can use that real review, and trust me, I'm very strict with this, that real review, and I use AI to play it. So I can build a video review from the real customer. So when I go and I search for the company, let's say on Instagram, I can watch all those real reviews. I don't have to read them. So this thing builds a lot of trust, and I see this again like from my current clients.
okay, okay. So we are at the top of the hours, y'all. I hope y'all got some insights on this AI stuff. And, obviously we only just touched on a smidget of it, which was just AI Copilot and how that can work for your business. Obviously you got the chat GPTs out there. But, again, with the updates for Gemini AI, with Apple Intelligence, with all of this stuff out here, no matter the size of your business, this is the time where you guys or ladies can be implementing stuff into your business to streamline stuff. You don't have to have every staff member doing something in your business. Oh, my sales manager needs to be doing this. They need to be doing this. There's AI co-pilots or recorders now on phones that basically can screen how that call went with that sales rep based on, your inputs, and you can assess, hey, this phone call was rated a 7 out of 10. So yeah, these are the points that you missed. These are the points that you hit on. Whereas back in the days, manually, your sales manager had to do something like that. And it was so opinionated. But now it's coming from top up where it's like, hey, no, these are the criterias I want. And you're not hitting on them.
Right.
And it's AI that's helping with all of this, y'all. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Um, so before we go, Ryan, you got anything before we take off?
No, man, peak season's here. Let's buckle down, get ready. I'm excited for a wild season this year.
All right. What about yourself, Daria? You want to leave your calling card or anything?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for this amazing conversation. I really love chatting with you. And what I want to say to audience, guys, please, if you don't use AI, try use it now. It's a lot of YouTube videos out there. As soon as you implement this in your business, you will start benefit. And if any way I can help, I have a lot of like information I would love to share with everyone. Just find me on LinkedIn or through my website, and I will give away wherever I have, and you can start working with this. Because my idea, I want to make this world better place. So, and doing what I'm doing, this is just my tool. How I want to make life of other families more fun and
Okay.
better.
So where can people find you if they need to find you? I know you said LinkedIn, but is
Yeah,
there,
you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Daria Pareto, and my website is aileadhub.com. And I'm pretty sure we can share this information on the video description.
all right. So everybody like, comment, and subscribe on this YouTube channel. And we will see y'all next week. Keep grinding, keep hustling out there. It is busy season. We are 1 week. It looked like we're already 1 week into the busy season. So you got a little less than 120 days, y'all. Try to get it. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you guys. Bye.
All right.